Okay, let's try this again. Good morning, guys. I didn't realize that the month had turned over. I thought we were shooting for um, the 31st, but it's actually Wednesday the 1st. So this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. I greatly appreciate it. Over on Patreon, there was no monthly poll this month. I decided to choose the tarot deck because we led last month with the cats in honor of Leo season with the Guardian, the Grimalkin deck. So I decided this month it's Virgo season, right? But I am going to honor the dogs, man's best friend, with M.J.CULLINANE's other deck, which is, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on the name of it, the Wise Dog Tarot. So now for, in the essence of balance, we're going to do a month of dog tarot. So I'm excited about that. Plus, let's just face it, MJ's decks shuffle like a dream. I love working with them. They are beautiful all the way around. I will have information for the decks in the video drop down. Please check that out. And there will be also my social media contacts, some things I want you to think about as far as the reading is concerned when utilizing my readings. So just if you're new to me, check that out and read that so that you can be abreast of all of the things I want you to know. This is the daily forecast for all signs for, now we're at Wednesday, September 1st. Where's this year going? It's crazy. This isn't solely set for that date. It is best utilized whenever you see it. So don't get caught up in the date as much as the message. The message is broad spectrum, so I speak in broad terms to try and reach as many people as possible. Keeping that in mind, you need to figure out where this best fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's fine. It just may not be your reading at this time. But if it does fit, please use it to the best of your ability and enjoy it. Beyond that, ways to support the channel, please hit the thumbs up button. That greatly helps me if you enjoyed the reading. Hit subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I go live. And then also leave a question or comment on the video. I do read them all, and if there's anything I can respond to, I will. And beyond that, that's pretty much it. Share the video out with your friends if you'd like. Help me to build the channel. For those who, enjoy tarot or sassy gays or introspective angel lovers, then this might be the right place for you. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. What do the dogs want us to know? Hey, dogs. And me being a lover of dogs, I'm all about it. Okay, yesterday we had the Three of Swords. Interesting, this morning we have the Three of Pentacles. So there is this sort of collaboration energy that's going on. I need to look back. What were my cards for the week? Because I don't even remember. Justice, Magician, that's Seven of Swords shit. Okay, so let me write that down. We had Justice, Magician, Seven of Swords. Okay, Three of Pentacles is always, and then we had Clarity for the week. I need to remember that too. Three of Pentacles is always about successful collaboration. Look at these three dogs trying to get out, and they are using the pentacles or the barrels to climb up over the wall. And it takes three minds, and they're different perspectives, they're different sort of perceptions of how to successfully get to where their goal is, to get up there, right? And so that's sort of the whole idea of this, is through, being open to others' opinions, sharing your own opinions, your own experiences, your own truths. You might be helping someone else out and they might be helping you out more than likely, and doing so successfully, right? Where we might have the piece that somebody else is missing, or someone might have the piece that we are missing in all of this. So trusting ourselves, because to me, Pentacles is very grounded, earthy, and also trusting, right? I mean, there's discernment and practicality that comes with the energy of Pentacles, but there's also this ability to sort of be comfortable in one's physical body, skin, feel safe, protected, that sort of thing. That's very much, to me, a Pentacles sort of energy also. So we want to trust who we are today, right? Yesterday we had that Three of Swords, so we have this little three thing happening 2 days in a row, which I think there's a there's an importance to that. It's just sort of pointing out in my mind. And threes are about collaboration or being affected around things. And yesterday was this sort of drum up of maybe the past and the pain of the past. Today is, okay, how did we assimilate those pains, right? Those thoughts around the past. How did we get beyond them? And then how did we maybe successfully potentially use them to turn something else into a success? Does that make sense, right? Where sometimes it's the very things that we resist the most or that hurt us the most that actually educate us in some way, shape, or form, that make us more or better prepared to deal with, what's next to come, right? It's sort of that, what is the phrase? Hindsight is 20/20, like when we look back on something and we go, oh, that's why I had to go through that. That's why, it all sort of led me to here, right? And so that might be a little bit of what's going on between these two threes at play. Remember, we have that these two major arcana cards underneath this. So this should be, even though these are threes, right, and they're very collaborative and sort of how we interact with the world, either positively or yesterday's card potentially negatively, we have some pretty heady energies underneath this. One is justice, which would be sort of the truth coming out, or the scales of balance sort of swinging back into balance, right? If a situation, a relationship, or something has been out of whack, justice is going to knock that back into place, whether that's in our favor or not, right? And then we have the Magician, which is all about that sort of, once that balance is restored, ideally, maybe that balance is within us, right? As we see the Three of Swords from yesterday and now the Three of Pentacles. We have the magic of the Magician that should be kicking in, and that's purely creative energy. That's taking these swords and taking these pentacles, taking all of the four elements at our disposal and utilizing them to sort of create exactly what we want, right? And to do so in conjunction with our environment, in conjunction with those around us, sort of making the most out of what resources are readily available to us, and really using them. And that's mirrored in this Three of Pentacles. So think about that. Resources don't have to be physical things. Resources can be thoughts, resources can be emotions, resources can be, the skills and talents of yourself or others around you. But really intelligently utilizing them in a way that is productive and everybody benefits is sort of the opportunity that's to be had here. Not only do we see that in this Three of Pentacles, but we also have that in a much bigger scale with the Magician there. We may find ourselves in a bit of a position of a leader in this collaboration too. Don't be surprised if that kicks in. So allow that to sort of take hold and to allow you to create with it. Now let's see what the Oracle deck has. I chose the what's it called? The Wisdom of Avalon. I just felt like dogs and wisdom sounded kind of good, and this seems like a very earthy deck to me. So let's look at the card. The card is 48, which would be a 12, which would boil down to yet another 3, right? We see the 48 there. I don't know if you guys can see it there. The card is Fear, and it says the Sacred Journey Markers. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but what I will say about this, yesterday's Three of Swords, and I do feel like these two threes are connected, right? I feel like there's a transformation taking place, and I know that some of you might be watching this randomly without yesterday's reading right before it, but what I feel like is, if there are fears that are still lingering, if there are challenges that are in our day where we're trying to collaborate with others or trying to move ourselves ahead in a sort of practical and actual palpable way, don't allow sort of the challenges or the obstacles to create sort of that fear within us. We need to sort of face that fear. All of the green in this card, like the nature, I love, because the green takes me to sort of like that level of heart chakra and to that place of healing, right? Which to me says like, heal the fear, right? Or there's that famous book by Melody Beattie called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, right? And that's sort of what I feel like maybe the message of these cards might be. there's this giant journey beyond this wall that they're successfully, traversing and ultimately getting beyond. This can be the very obstacle, similar to the rocks that we see here that get us beyond, that we may need to climb. That obstacle could be those Three of Swords. That could be the emotions, the thoughts, the feelings, the worries, the fears that we have. Don't, fear of who we are, fear of what we know, fear of how we might be perceived. Don't allow those things to stop you today. Don't allow those things, even if they're present, maybe share them or just continue. How do I want to say this? Like, don't let them stop you. Like, continue to be who you are, continue to share what you know, continue to be sort of maybe even slightly vulnerable, right? The Three of Pentacles isn't necessarily a vulnerable card, but that Three of Swords from yesterday is. And so there's a certain amount of truth that comes with the swords, and there's a certain amount of truth. I mean, there's a truth in all of the elements, but when I think about the truth that comes with the swords, and then the truth, you're like, swords represents communication, right? So there's truth in the communication, which would be the swords energy, but then there's truth in action too, which is the pentacles energy. To me, I feel like this is about, taking physical steps towards reaching one's goal. So we want to do that today, regardless of what the thoughts were from yesterday, or what the fears are, or the worries are, or what our past, what we've received in the past. Don't necessarily allow that to stop us or inform us in a way that limits us. Does that make sense? Remember, the stone for this week is clarity. So we want to get clear on maybe what our fears are, sit with them for a moment, and then, be like, okay, thanks for informing me. Now I got to go over this wall. Because if you look at the beautiful path beyond the wall, there's quite a journey or an adventure that's open and limitless to these three, companions. Now, here is the grounding stone for the day. This is something to be a principle to ground in, right? To use as your touchstone to keep you kind of balanced in that collaborative energy and out of that fear. And that is this idea of success. Your own personal success, success of the group, success in life. Find those successes wherever they exist, however small they may appear to you. Focus on them, honor them, be grateful for them, and allow them to continue to grow in your life, right? That can be ultimately sort of what helps you to battle back any sort of fear that you might be, or worry, or self-doubt that might be trying to creep in and stop you from doing what it is that you need to do. Understanding that your success is your birthright, right? That we're all entitled to be successful. We're all entitled to be happy. We're all entitled to be loved. But we have to be the ones that provide that to ourselves, without fail, without fear getting in our way. Does that make sense? That is your forecast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that thumbs up and join me tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.